Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are backing up with another video. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video, because today was the day we finally know what happened over the summer between Olivia and Spencer, and just a whole bunch of other things with everybody, whether it be Jordan, Simone, or, JJ, or everything. We finally know now what happened of All American episode 7 in this episode. Literally, this episode with Olivia and Spencer was so, it made me go through emotions of, you guys, again, are meant for each other. If this episode didn't say that, I don't know what episode, will, because from where we, it was day one when Spencer went to, when Spencer went to, Beverly. It was, day one. It was a day one thing that they just clicked right away. And when, and just all the crazy things in this episode that with how their love, finally, they finally realized that they love each other. And, with all the other crazy things going on with, Jordan wanting to get married to Simone. But before that even happens, we see how Olivia just doesn't come to Las Vegas. She just doesn't want to go. So the original people that go to meet, see Layla, Coop, and, Patience when they're on tour is JJ, Simone, Jordan, and Spencer. Those are the people that go. And seeing, everything that's going on with, how Layla's happy Spencer's there, and the reason that they're in this big penthouse is because Layla's dad, JP, knows that Layla loves Spencer and wants to, have a thing to, impress him and have a really good night so they can get back together. And, she's just afraid to, to start things back up again because, as Spencer said, that, he said he'd wait. And in all seriousness is that, while, she was waiting on, tour of, doing her own things, he, made it confirmed that, he was in love with Olivia when he spent the entire summer with her. And, that's when that's when Olivia also found out, that she was in love with him when Asher went on vacation with his mom. So, they finally realized that, they loved each other, but it wasn't until that moment when, Jordan and Simone were saying their vows that they really, you saw Spencer crying, and you saw Olivia, when, Simone was saying her vows to Jordan, that they realized they were meant for each other. It's been there from day one, the way, they've had that connection, the way that they clicked, the way that he said that he would take another bullet for her, and I don't think he would have, I don't know, he strongly, he loves, Layla, but not in that way he loves Olivia. There's a special connection there. And even his therapist knew when, Spencer was going to physical therapy. Or not even physical therapy, but, just going to therapy. He even knew that, Olivia, that's the person, Spencer really wants to be with. And he knew he was kind of, dodging the question when, he, switched it to, oh, yeah, Layla's my day one, and, all that. But in seriousness, it's always been Olivia. And I'm finally happy he realizes that. And he wanted to, be with her, but the fact of it is that she didn't want to do that to Asher, and she didn't want to do that to Layla, so she ended up leaving. And that's when Layla ended up walking in and pretty much, saying to Spencer, I've always loved you, I'm happy you waited, and, he ended up having sex with her, and, that's when, Liv went back to LA. I think that's what it said on her passport, on her phone, that she was going back to LA. And I think that means she's going to go see Asher, or it said she was going to, maybe that plane ticket said she was going to go see Asher. I don't know. I think it said LA. But either way, he sent her that voice message saying, please don't it wouldn't affect them. Yeah, it would be hard, but, it's worth the risk, because I love you, and it's yeah, it'll be hurt at first to tell them, but I want to be with you. And it was so beautiful him saying that because he really, really cares for her. And, he pretty much convinced her to go to to go to Vegas because he said, he was going to be watching movies while, Layla was with Coop, doing their show. And she's like, oh, I can't believe you're watching movies without me. It's like, you should be here. And that's when she got all dressed up to show up. Because all that summertime she spent with him, she realized that she had a deep connection with him. And I just can't get over how special that last episode was of last season. How he hugged her and, and he said, you're stuck with me. I'm going to be sitting on the couch with you the entire summertime watching movies. And that was when, she was about to start drinking and, because she felt like she was alone because Asher was going on vacation with, his mom, Jordan was with Simone, Laura and Laura and what's it? Sometimes I keep forgetting his name. Laura and Billy, are trying to get through a divorce. You know what I mean? Like she felt like she was alone. She was going to drinking, but Spencer's always there. Spencer, like it's like they're each other's anchor, and I really really love that. It's like how in Riverdale, how Betty and Archie were always meant to be together from the beginning. Like they've always had that bond. It had that special bond. Not like it was like a bigger bond and a special bond, unlike how he had how he was dating Veronica, and how Betty was dating Jughead. It was never the same love that they've always had for each other, Betty and Archie. And I love how it's like that's when as Jordan says, and Spencer knows that he loves Olivia and he wants to be with Olivia. And it's sad because, Olivia could have just stayed and things would have been fine, but I'm so annoyed that Spencer ended up having sex with Layla at that last moment. Like, no, if you're in love with Olivia, I know it hurts and, you think she's going to reject you and go back to Asher, but you shouldn't go to somebody that you don't love that way anymore. And I'm hoping, as we can see by the end of this episode, it's that same moment that we saw in the last episode where Layla knows that something happened over the summer between him and Olivia, and she wanted to know, and that was him explaining what happened. And just with everything, when Olivia shows up, she's trying to get them together, but also in the seriousness, she doesn't want to get them together, if that makes sense. She wants to spend time with Spencer because she knows she loves him, but she's she kind of wants to ignore that, but she knows deeply she does, because she flew all the way just to watch movies with Spencer. But there was more than that, as we know, because she knows she loves him. And I love how they go to that voodoo shop, because they were looking for a necklace for Layla, but they ended up buying it for Olivia because he knew that Olivia liked that necklace, so he bought it for her, even though he was going out to buy a necklace for Layla. So even he just knows in his heart, he wants to be with Olivia, and I'm just so happy they finally clarified those moments. I was really, I was tearing up. I'm like, you guys have such a great bond. You guys have been through so much, and you guys are each other's anchors. You guys fit so well. You guys are literally two lost puzzle pieces finally coming back together, and you found your soulmate. And I hope we see that more, them get together, because, as we know, Asher and Olivia aren't together. And as we know now that, Spencer and Layla aren't going to be together anymore either. And, as we saw for next week's episode, she said to Olivia, "Oh, I'm not going to stand in your way anymore. You can have Spencer." Like he's just some object. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? You can have Spencer? I'm like, come on now. That's not fair. I understand, Layla's hurt, but if that makes sense in any way that, that was a lot of time, you took off. So, of course, sometimes new relationships can spark up, the people that, you've sort of had a connection with, if, you're friends with somebody like that, and things can happen, everybody's emotions, and, time, changes everything, time changes everything, and in that time, when she was, focused on herself, as she should be, Spencer and Olivia, just had more of that bond from, the trauma that they've been through, the things that they've been through, and, they've been there for each other. So, things happen, so I don't really like the way she said, "Oh, you can have, Spencer." And I hope, that doesn't, since, Layla's saying that to Olivia, that doesn't make, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that," because, she's saying all this, I don't want to make things worse. No, go to the person you love, be with the person you love. You guys are meant to be with each other, and you guys not being with each other just because, things didn't work out in their relationships and stuff, their past relationships with Asher and Olivia, and they want to still be friends with Asher and, Layla, and you still want to be friends with them, how, Olivia wants to still be friends with Asher and still be friends with Layla, and, Spencer wants to still be friends with Asher and still be friends with Layla. It's going to take some time, but you shouldn't not, be with your true love and the person you love just to satisfy their healing and all that stuff. You should just be with them. So, life is short. You never know what can happen, especially in the world of All-American. You never know what can happen. So, don't waste that time. Be with the person you love. Life is short, man. Literally. So, I'm hoping that they get together soon. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that, and also, especially, Asher, I don't know. My man's was literally messing around with another girl over the summertime, so he can't even get angry at Olivia. I'm sorry. You can't. When you're flirting with another girl, picking her up at at the beach, getting all cuddly. No, sorry, no. You have no right to be mad at Olivia. And I don't know. It just sucks because I understand in a way why Layla is mad, but I just wish they didn't lead them on because they knew who their true love was. Olivia knew who her true love was. It was Spencer. Spencer knew who his true love was. It was Olivia. And yet they led them on and stayed with the people that they didn't love that way anymore. Just to satisfy, to not hurt their feelings. And just, know it's comfortable and know there's no risk of losing anybody if, to try a new relationship if they stay with the person that they're with. And it's just so sad that, that they thought like that and they just feel like they couldn't just be with the person that they loved. So, it's a tough place when, you're in a friend group and there's a whole bunch of dating going around, and if someone breaks up the friendship, we live in a crazy world where that's a thing. But love is love, and you shouldn't wait to hold that off just because of what a friend might think or something, or how it might make a friend feel. Or love is love. If it's real, it's real. If you know. So other than that, and also with since that's clarified, we're gonna go to now Patience and JP. One, they changed the actor for JP. I don't know did anybody else notice that? I knew right away. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is a new actor. Like, okay. And then, but how about, JP with Jules? I was not prepared for that. I did not know that was happening. I don't know if if Patience ever clarified that. All we know is she clarified that, JP stole her song to give it to Jules. And all we know is that Jules and her are working together to go against JP because Jules isn't about the whole stealing songs as far as we know. So I was shocked when Patience saw Jules and JP about to have sex, and literally I feel bad for Patience when we think she has a win when she found love with Coop, and she ended up JP found interest in her and in making her an artist, and then Coop gets angry about that, and Patience finally is on tour, and then we end up finding out her song is getting taken by the person that's supposed to help her career out and be there for her in her career and make things fair, ends up giving it to somebody else that he's having an affair with. Because with somebody else, somebody that he's dating somebody that, or I guess doing stuff with somebody that Jules has a husband, so she's having an affair, and he's a free man to do whatever because as we know his wife died. So, but he should know that that's not okay when somebody has a husband, or know somebody has a wife. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not fair to the person, even if you don't know the person that the person's married. Like, the person you're having an affair with is married to. Like, come on now. Like, that's messed up. So, I'm shocked JP's doing that. But then again, JP's been a jerk with him doing that to this to Joel's his husband, and also him doing this to Patience when Patience didn't do anything to him, and Patience thought he would be there for her. But yeah, he wasn't there for her. He was willing to hurt her and do that. But also, I kind of felt like maybe it wasn't just the song. Did Patience and JP kind of have a thing going on? Because when she was crying when she saw that, which makes me wonder if, I don't know if she's crying that her song got taken. I don't know if she's crying that maybe she and JP had a thing. I don't know. I don't know if they would ever go that route because we know she deeply loves Coop. But I don't know. Again, when you're alone in the summertime, all that time, things can happen. I don't know if that's, maybe it just might be me from that moment. She was crying and she saw JP and Jules, or maybe she did have a little bit of feelings for him, because when she hugged Coop saying, "Oh, I'm happy you're always here for me," blah 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 blah, it kind of made it look like maybe she thought her and JP had something, a thing going on. I don't know. I want to know if any of you guys kind of picked up on that, or if it's just me. But literally, this episode finally gave us the answers we deserve. And people are so rude to JJ. Let's just talk about that for a second. My man's JJ gets no respect. People didn't like how he was going after that Vanessa girl, that, Asher was making fun of him and doing all that. I feel bad, man. I feel bad for JJ. No one ever wants to see him be happy. No one ever wants to, have fun with him, or, have a fun night out in Vegas with him. I feel bad. JJ would be the best friend ever. He's such a fun time, and he's such a nice person. He's literally like a teddy bear, that dude. He's such a cool dude. I was just like, damn, people keep treating him like shit. Damn. I would love a friend like that. They'd be sick as hell. But I don't know. This episode finally just gave us the answers we were looking for, that we've just been wanting. God, I'm about to make Team Spencer and Olivia shirts. So, again, check out my Etsy store at etsy.com/shop/Zach Hensel. It's going to be in the description down below. And also get your game day All-American shirt, or game day # All-American shirts. Because, it's something awesome to wear on, All-American Mondays. I might make that shirt too, All-American Mondays. Because, it's the best time ever. It's like my highlight of my day is, deep diving into an awesome show that's like a true story, but like, also mixed in with, different stories that they're bringing into the true story and stuff. So I literally have a blast with the show, and I love wearing this shirt. I just love it. I love, like, wearing something. That's the same thing, like, when I go to a Marvel movie. Like, I'm going to wear something Marvel because that shows how excited I am, how much of a fan I am. So if you want to show how awesome of a fan you are, please, get the shirts on Etsy. Game day, hashtag All-American, bro. Like, get these shirts, guys. Get them, go follow my Instagram, go tag me, and say that you got the shirts. Say it loud and proud that you're an All-American fan. And let's be honest, there's always a game day going in All-American, bro. So let's get it, bro. But other than that, like, I'm just so happy that, we got a season 3 that's been so great so far. Especially of a show like this. Like, I wouldn't expect a show, like, especially this show to be this good. Like, when I first checked out the show, because, like, I saw the commercials for it when it first aired, and I was like, it looks okay. Because I'm a big football fan. And I was like, it looks okay. My sister was like, oh my god, you should check this out. I'm like, okay, I'll probably get to it. Check it out on Netflix. I think season 1 and 2 were out, or just season 1, and I instantly fell in love with it right away. Like, it literally made me bawl, like, the entire series, especially the episode of season 1 where we're at I forget his name. I can't believe I always forget his name. It's the person that Tyrone killed in season 1. I keep forgetting his name. Why do I keep forgetting this dude's name? I feel so bad. I do this all the time. Like, my brain just, like, it's almost like it shuts down on me, and I don't remember. It's like, oh my god, what's his name? Where's IMDb? Okay, IMDb. Here we go. No, remind me later. Okay, let's do All-American. American. Come on. I hope they still have him on the... Okay, what's his name? Sean. Oh my god. His name is Sean. So when Tyrone killed Sean, or had, a hit out for him, that made me cry at his funeral. Because he did all these things, pushing Spencer away to protect him, and that really made me cry because he was, like, literally looking out for him like a good friend would. He didn't want him getting involved, and, because, because literally Sean was already in from the start because of his older brother with Tyrone. So it was inevitable. And, he didn't want, Spencer to follow him down that hole, that inevitable hole. And it was just true friendship right there. As much as he didn't want to be rude to Spencer, he had to keep him away. And that just made me sad. I literally bawled to that episode. I was, like, crying to tears. But literally, I'm loving this season. I loved this episode. If this doesn't say Olivia and Spencer shouldn't be together, like, come on now. Like, if this means that Olivia and Spencer, come on now. Like, they should definitely be together. Like, this episode proves they're endgame. And I hate that. It's so cringy, though, like, the whole endgame thing. Has anybody noticed it's, like, a CW thing? Like, in Riverdale, Veronica, endgame. Like, it's, like, a thing that they say. And now in All-American, they're saying endgame. Like, come on, now. Like, it makes me, like, think, oh, damn. I kind of don't know if I like Avengers Endgame title anymore for Avengers. Because the endgame thing just cringes me out now, because people use it as, like, we're endgame. Like, no, it's kind of cringy if you think about it. Like, does anybody get that? Like, that cringe, like, endgame, like, it kind of cringes me out. I mean, I don't know, but it's like it was his day one. That sounds better than endgame. I don't know. I don't know. But all I know is I loved this episode. It was a great episode. Yeah, there were some heart-wrenching moments of, oh crap, this is sad, all this happened. I wish it was like, it could be easier for everybody to get together and people would understand it. But of course, it's a show. This stuff kind of happens in real life. So, there has to be drama with it too. But I don't know. I really enjoyed this episode. I want to know what you guys think down below. What you guys thought about this episode. Did we get all the answers that, we've been wanting, that we've been wanting of the summertime story? Like, did we get everything? I think we did. And I want to know what you guys think about the whole, like, what you think about next week's episode, what you guys thought about this episode. Like, please let me know what you think about the whole, Patience with JP, why she was, like, when she was crying, seeing, Jules and him together. Do you think that was maybe because they had a thing going on, Patience and JP? And then, because I feel like that they're kind of like saying that, the writer's like, oh, there could have been a thing going on here, that's why she's crying. Or, because I don't know if it's just because her song got stolen. I don't know. I feel like it's more deeper than that. I don't know. I could just be like, I don't know. I could just be flying over my head and I'm just trying to like, I'm getting too much in it, and I'm taking the little things that are not meant that way. I don't know. Either way, again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video, and guys, go get your All-American Game Day #All-American shirts, guys, on Etsy. It's going to be in the description down below, and there's a whole bunch of other cool shirts on there, guys, shirts that I already have on there, and shirt ideas that, of course, are going to be coming to the channel that I mentioned earlier in this, in this review. But as always, I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys, I guess March 10th, I think, or the 8th. Because I don't think we got an episode this upcoming week, or next week. I think we have, or maybe it is next week. And then I don't think we have another episode after that week. But I guess I will see you guys next week. So I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.